Hi, and this is our kitchen designer segment. Here we'll take a little bit more in-depth look at the kitchen designer, its functions, and how we can one, integrate it into your website and your business process, as well as the features and functions that go along with that. So um, here we have the basic kitchen designer as it loads on the page. It's iframed into the page. One thing I didn't mention on the previous segment with the Instant Estimator, with Instant Estimator, is that this is what's called software as a service, right? So when you get a license to this, or you're using it in a lead-based model, you're going to have access to it and all of the updates and feature upgrades that we make to this application, as long as you're working with us. So whenever there's changes made, you don't have to pay for them or anything like that. It's all done for you. Only time there's any additional fees would be customization and creating offshoots from our standard. That's the only time that that you would incur any additional fees. Everything else is just based on licensing or lead based, depending on how we put that together. So to talk specifically about the kitchen designer and its uses, first I'll go through its features, and then we'll talk about some of the benefits and the ways it can be used. Essentially, here's a list of stones, very typically common stones that are used and selected. Simply by clicking on them underneath the name, you'll get the various different stones, and the interface can be opened up so you can see just the graphic for printing. So the customer can print out an example of that kitchen, how they laid it out, and the colors and choices that they made. They can define some basic options, 4-inch backsplash or full backsplash, to see the different effects of that on the kitchen and how it looks. Edging, since we can't really get that detailed in this particular graphic, we give you the representation here in the bubble on the side, where they can make that selection of the kind of style of edging that they would like to have. And then a choice of some basic cabinet colors. Really don't get into all of the various colors, but they can get them in the ballpark. That's really the objective of the kitchen designer, is to take that customer and move them that much closer to actual stone selection, so that they know, I've got the mahogany cabinets, I like the dark color effects, my walls are going to be really light, so I get the real richness of the cabinet with the darkness of they don't want the contrast, they just want the feeling of the same color. Whatever their design styles are, they can work all of this out before they even hit your floor. This saves you an immense amount of time out in the stone yard, looking at all the various different stones. They can kind of find themselves in the right direction right away. So these are important ways to really kind of define this, and then they can at that point request a quote for that, which is going to send you those specific details. Not saying that you're going to be designing all aspects of the kitchen. You may be, if they're buying cabinets, and you may be involved in that process as well. These are discussion points that you can have. Oh, I see you like you like the darker cabinets, right? You want mahogany cabinets, or do you have mahogany cabinets? That's a question, right? And then the wall color is this hexadecimal thing, which you'll probably get familiar with. But basically, now you have the details. When they fill this out, it goes automatically to you, and that can be an area of discussion. Now, we do have an option of putting this kitchen designer on your website. How that works is basically by creating a link. In this case, the kitchen designer is embedded. We don't really recommend that per se, because it does tend to limit the features and functionality of this, especially in Internet Explorer. So we recommend popping a new window, which leaves your website open underneath it. It can be customized just like our Instant Estimator. for your colors and a logo at the top, so that it maintains some of your branding aspects. But this is an example of it being dropped into a website. So how do we go about creating this for your site? Just as easy as it was to create an instant estimate, essentially you can create your kitchen designer. Again, we've got it predefined. Here's a URL to a logo somewhere on the internet, probably from your website. So it will just pull that in when we need it, and then we say show me the links. Same sort of interface where it has a couple of different graphics that can be, graphical treatments that can be used, and then we can view the kitchen designer, and you see that the Northman logo is at the top. The kitchen designer is a really great tool, like I stated before, for moving that customer through that decision-making process of color. It's really not going to design the kitchen and lay out all of the cabinets and the various different configurations of cabinets. It's more for the color selection process. Usually, what we've found is the whole design aspect. There's a whole nother niche for this. We're focused on the countertop aspect, and deciding on that color. So that works into two different ways. One, it works really well on your website and gives people an opportunity to expose themselves to your brand while they're making this decision. It also keeps them on your website. It's called sticky content. So that makes a good impression, captures their attention, and you're facilitating and filling a void for them while branding your company. All advantageous to you. What it also does, it's very interesting, some of my customers are using it as like a kiosk application in their showrooms or in their shops, where a client comes in, sits down, and wants to have that conversation, wants to go look at some stones. Here's a great way to say, okay, let's go look at some stones. What kind of colors are you looking for? And they're like, I don't know, we have such and such kind of cabinets, right? Well, all right, let's check out. You've got pine cabinets. Now, do you want to... Well, thanks for checking out the kitchen designer, and contact us if it's something that you're interested in. Like I said, it's a hosted application. It's pretty powerful for helping people to make some of those design decisions, and it'll save you some time out there in the slab yard, walking around, and giving them time to make some of those decisions out there. You can get them in the ballpark, make them have some color conversations, and then you may be able to move them into a stone that you have a better deal on, or something that you can give them where you can make some more money. So all these tools are really great tools for managing the audience, managing the customer, and moving them through that buying process. So thanks for checking us out, and I look forward to talking to you in the near future.